In this video, we will learn how to use robots.txt file to control indexing of our website. Robots.txt file is a text file. It is kept on the server and its job is to instruct bots which parts of the website they can index and which parts they cannot. The instructions in this file are read by the bots when they visit the website, and based on the instructions, the bots will either index certain pages by crawling them, or they will not crawl those pages or those sections of the website. But these are instructions, and whether the bots follow or not totally depends on the bots. So they can choose to ignore the instructions in the robots.txt file, but good bots, which are from legitimate sites like Google bots or Bing bots, generally follow instructions that are kept in the robots.txt file. So every site must have a robots.txt file because that file will tell robots what to do on the site. Normally, we keep this file in the root directory, meaning in the same folder where our root domain or the website exists. So, for example, if your site is www.abc.com, on the web server where your site is hosted, there will be a folder for your website, abc.com. That is called the root folder of the website. And we'll put the robots.txt file in this particular folder. If you are using a content management system like WordPress, it will automatically generate the robots.txt file using some basic default information. Then you can go and edit this file with more specific instructions about your website. Because it is a simple text file, you can edit it using any text editor like Notepad. Why we need to customize or update the default robots.txt file is because every site has a different structure, different pages, and folders which may or may not need to be indexed. So the site owner would want some control over what is indexed and what is not indexed on the site. For example, on an e-commerce site, there is no need to index the shopping cart page or the payments page. You don't want people to find those pages in Google search results and go directly to a shopping cart page or a payments page, because you want people to go to product page, add product to shopping cart, then go to shopping cart page. Similarly, you might be using some administrative files or internal use pages that you don't want to be accessible to public, or you don't want those pages to be shown up in search results. So you don't want those sections of the website indexed. If you're using WordPress, for example, you don't want the admin dashboard and files related to that administration section to be indexed and becoming available in Google searches. So in such cases, you'll use robots.txt file to prevent bots from accessing and indexing these pages, because if the page is not in the index of Google or Bing, then it will not show up in the search results. But we have to be careful when we prevent the bots from accessing certain sections of the website, because it can also adversely impact the search performance. For example, a section might have both indexable and non-indexable pages. And if you block complete access to the site, then some of the pages that you wanted to be indexed will no longer be indexed. Let us look at the structure of a robots.txt file. Robots file has three important instructions. The first one is user agent. User agent specifies the search bots or bots which need to follow the instructions that follow this user agent line. By default, the user agent value is star, which means the instructions apply to all the bots visiting the website. You can also create instructions for specific bots by specifying the name of the bot in the user agent. For example, Google bot or Bing bot. The disallow instruction tells bots which files or folders on the websites should not be indexed by the bot or should not be accessed by the bot. The allow instruction tells bots which files or folders they may access. Here is a sample robots.txt file. The first sentence you can see is user agent star, which means all the instructions that follow now are to be applicable to any bot visiting the website. The second sentence says allow /. What this means is the search bot is allowed to access the website, all pages on the website, with some disallowed pages that follow the allow instruction. So first sentence, we are allowing the bot to index anything on the website. Then there are some disallowed pages, disallow checkout.html and cart.html. So we are saying while you can access any page on the website, you should not access checkout and cart pages. Then we are also disallowing some of the directories on the website. And we are saying disallow images directory, disallow tools directory. So we are saying do not index images, do not go to tools section or tools directory on the website and index pages there. Also, we have some downloadable PDFs on the site which we don't want to be indexed. We don't want the PDFs to be available in search results. We want people to be able to access that only after they fill out a form. So we are disallowing Google or Bing to index those PDF files. So the instruction for that is disallow star.pdf, meaning any file which is a PDF file should not be indexed or should not be accessed by the bots. To edit the robots.txt file, you need to first access it. So you can either type the path to the file in the browser and your file will be opened by the browser because it is a text file. It will display the content of the robots file. You can also access the robots.txt file through the tester built into Google Webmaster Tool. It will display what is there in the robots.txt file. You can then create new instructions and test them using the tester. Once you are happy with the results of your instructions, you can then regenerate the robots.txt file, download it from Google Webmaster Tool, and then upload it to your website. Great. Let us see how well you have understood this topic. What is the best location for storing robots.txt file on your website? Is it in a hidden folder on the website, in Google Webmaster Tools, in Google Analytics, or in the root folder on the website? The correct answer is in the root folder on the website.